Guys, how you guys doing today? Today I'm going to go over some trends and patterns and how we could look at these and how we could use them to tell us what's going to happen in the future. So here I have Nike. Okay, start at a monthly chart. So here we have Nike's monthly chart trending, right, then going sideways and then trending up again. Okay, so we see the trend. We have a low here, 31.75. Then we have a high. We have a high right here at 39.93. Then we come down here. And we have a low here at 35.30. And then, so this low is higher than this low. And then it continues up and makes a high here, which is higher than this previous high. And then we come down and make a low here, which is higher than this previous low. And then we come up and make another high here, which is higher than this previous high. And we continue to trend up, making higher highs and higher lows. Okay. And we could put a trend line right there, and we can see that it respects that trend line very nicely until it breaks it right here. Okay, so then we see that after this point we made a high, and then we made a low, then we made a lower high, and then we made a lower low here. So this high was lower than this high, and this low was lower than this low. So now we're making a series of lower lows and lower highs. Okay, so now we could put a trend line here. Okay, and then this broke that trend line here and started consolidating. And then we came up here, and notice here we're hitting the same high as this one. So then we can make a resistance line here, and we could see that going, and that's resistance from this previous high. This is resistance now. Okay, we're still technically trending up, but we had this resistance, and now it broke through on the monthly chart, and it's continuing up now. Okay, so this is a monthly chart, just a kind of an overview of what's going on there. Okay, now I'm going to go down to a weekly chart. Okay, I'm going to remove this previous one. So we had this downtrend. Okay, that downtrend broke, and then we had this resistance, and then that broke. Okay, so I'm going to remove this. Okay, and we see that, which is nice. So now we have a series of higher highs and higher lows, right? So I'm going to make that trend line now. Okay. All right. Now let's go down to the daily chart. And on the daily chart, we could see this a lot better, where this resistance line is, and this uptrend being formed. It's creating a wedge, right? So this resistance is keeping it below this line, but this uptrend is keeping it moving forward. Okay, and now it's consolidating into this channel, this wedge, and then it's going to pop, right? So ended up popping here. So ended up popping out here and pushing through, came back, tested this trend line, came up, and has been above that trend line, and now this 50-day moving average is acting as that trend line and it's pushing forward. Now we got this pattern just by looking at the trend, right? Making lower lows, lower highs, and then here making higher highs and higher lows. And then here, this resistance from this previous trend, we knew that was going to be resistance coming up in the future because that was the high of the trend, and now it was creating the lower lows, right? But then when this trend broke and it started coming up again, we knew we were going to catch this resistance again, and we caught it really well and formed this wedge and then broke out of that and then continued to rally. So if we could notify when these patterns are taking place by just creating our support and resistance lines, we could be setting ourselves up for some big moves. And when this broke, it made some really nice big moves with some nice volume. So that's a very simple yet effective way to create patterns. It's just by doing your support and resistance lines and your trend lines. Okay, so we got this pattern just by doing a resistance line and an uptrend line. And we got this wedge. We got that wedge. It popped, it ran, and it continued. Okay, this was at 68, 64. It's now almost up, almost 20 bucks. It's pushing higher. So, and that was, let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 weeks ago. Okay, that popped and then started running. But simple things like that, just doing your trend lines, finding your higher highs, lower lows, and putting your support and resistance in your trend lines, you can find patterns that are looking like they are building up to something bigger. And if you could get in at those prime time moments and get those pops, you could really benefit from those. Alright guys, well, I hope you guys learned something in this video. If you have any questions, put in the comment. If you like the video, subscribe. If you want to see more of my analysis or even learn from me, my private Facebook group is listed in the About video, and it's free to join. Alright guys, thanks. You guys have a good one.